What's up, Pisces? Welcome to my channel, The Intuitive Teacup. So happy to have all my Pisces friends here with me today. Happy November, happy Scorpio season, happy Halloween, happy Thanksgiving, depending on when you see this, and happy Sagittarius season for that matter as well. Yeah, we are here to do your November monthly readings. I'm about 2 or 3 days late, depending on when you watch this, but yeah, so thanks for your patience. We are going to hop in and get messages for the Pisces out there, whoever or however you associate with that. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Cross watchers are always welcome. As always, guys, I really encourage you to come into this with an open heart and an open mind. Not everything I say will resonate with you. I can just about guarantee it. I hope lots and lots of it does. More than likely, pieces and parts of it will, right? Ooh, good card just came out. Because I am connecting with a lot of energies out there. So only take away messages that you feel are for your best and highest good, Pisces, and you will know intuitively what those are. If something doesn't seem to fit your circumstance or scenario, you can release it. You don't need to take on the energy. You can drop it like it's hot, as I like to say. But that being said, messages sometimes will resonate for you a few days, a few weeks, even a few months later. So take this with a grain of salt in terms of the timeline of November. Don't limit yourself to that. If something resonates for you later down the line, fantastic. That means it was your message. Everything else you'll want to know will be in that description box below. That includes the decks I'm using here today, as well as my social media channels. I'm the Intuitive Teacup on Facebook and Instagram. Check that out if you're interested. You are Pisces. You're ready for your tarot reading. Let's do it. So Pisces, coming into roughly the month of November, oh my goodness, the world. Okay, so you've completed some sort of major cycle or in the process of doing that, restoring some sort of beast, I don't even know why I said that, restoring some sort of peace or balance, potentially among a group of people is what I'm getting. If maybe you've been disconnected with like a loved one or a family member, it could be in a relationship, but something about this speaks to like a group dynamic for me, like reintegrating yourself back into the group, or yeah, like collaboration takes off again. And yet there's peace of mind. There's some sort of freedom, or it's like you've completed, I just got the metaphor of like a video game. It's like you've completed one level and now you're up to the next one. Like you've achieved or gained some amount of knowledge, I would assume, right? It could be monetary in some sense, but yeah, it's like you've upped one, or you've achieved, just going to the next level. I keep seeing Mario like bouncing on those little like blocks of whatever. I don't know if that, maybe some of you work in video games. I don't know. It could be something like that, but, or just the idea of kind of like running the marathon of wanting to complete whatever it is that is going to bring you some sort of success or achievement. The World is a great card. It's the last card in, the Fool's Journey of the Major Arcana, right? So this is the completion of a major cycle, wrapping it up in a cute little bow, and then starting anew, right? So what is the underlying energy for this? Interesting. This has come out a lot. The Two of Wands. So some sort of crossroads. Wands can be communication. It can also be our career. It can be our spirituality. But I frequently look as the Two of Wands of like a veering off. Like, do I want to go this way or do I want to go that way? Do I want to stay in the comfort zone, or do I want to move on and take a risk and try this other thing? So this decision, essentially with a two, right? Twos in tarot are frequently a decision. Is sort of what's motivating, I don't know if motivating is the right word, influencing your ability to achieve some great accomplishment. So if some of you are in a mode of indecision, making some sort of decision, left or right, this or that, black or white, right, whatever, that's going to open some sort of door to freedom. It's going to allow you to just like breathe and let your hair down, but also celebrate. Again, the idea of like Mario Kart, or not Mario Kart, but when like the old school Nintendo game of him just like bouncing and you 300 points and then he bounces on this and 400 points. It's something, I don't know why that metaphor is coming up, but maybe that means something to someone. Making some sort of decision, it's going to like raise your vibration, right? Maybe that's what that is, like the feeling of like floating with joy and glee, something like that. And it could be a partnership, right? We think of like Mario and Luigi. Maybe there's some sort of like business dynamic of you guys are like, you know, the goose and the maverick, like you do stuff together, you're each other's support system. So that could be in a relationship, potentially with an Aries or a Capricorn. The 4 fixed zodiac signs are always shown on the world card. So Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, and Leo. That might mean something to someone out there. Let's throw one more card on it. It's a little bit vague, but will be different for everybody. So we'll see if we can get anything else. So what is this major feat or accomplishment regarding? Tell me about this World card for Pisces. For Pisces, what is this World card about? Why is the World card presenting for Pisces? So it's the Seven of Swords. It did come out in reverse, and my deck isn't in reverse, so I guess we'll take it in reverse. So in the upright, sometimes the liar, cheater, thief card. If not that, it can sometimes be people doing things very like clandestine, secretive, planning your thoughts, your plan of attack, so to say. And that doesn't have to be on a person, right? That's like a dark way of looking at it. But plan of attack of like, how are you going to accomplish this? How are you going to do it? But kind of keeping it secret, not wanting to share your ideas. Like they're kind of being held very tightly to his chest, right? It's not revealing your game plan. So that's in reverse. So yeah, something about this Pisces, and I get this with the World card a lot, it's stepping into the spotlight. It's you're the focus. You're the center of attention. You may have to give some sort of speech or speak your mind to a group of people or something. It's like coming out of indecision mode, right? Wandering back and forth of this way or that way. How do I do it? How do I say it? How do I achieve it? Once you make that decision, right? Either way, right? Something about it, it's like you're no longer caught in your secretive thoughts. It's presenting it to a group. It's putting it in daylight. It may have to do with leaving home or leaving a job on your own accord, on your own terms. Something about like fleeing the circus. And that might be a metaphor for leaving a situation behind that metaphorically, the circus, it's like, it's anarchy, it's chaos, it's like poorly planned. We say, not in the literal sense, but you say, oh, it's a circus, There's some great expression, not my monkey, not my circus. It's like, I don't want to be a part of that because it's just like, it's chaos. It's not my truth. It's not my life. And then freedom, right? So that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I think some of you are like coming out to acknowledge some sort of like elephant in the room. Oh, there's that circus metaphor. Something that's been either eating away at you or again, something the whole group knows and realizes, but nobody's saying it. You, I think, Pisces, make the decision to at least acknowledge it and potentially like get up into the spotlight. And I don't know if it's make a speech about it, but again, like shine some light on the situation so that there can be some sort of peace and harmony. And again, freedom, maybe closing out an old cycle, maybe an old workplace, something with an old coworker, an ex, something like that, and then moving on to a new relationship, a new job, or even if it's the same group of people, starting anew without all that mental baggage or emotional baggage or whatever it is that people were kind of like hesitant to move upon or move towards, if that makes sense. So what is your challenge or focus for the month of November? The Page of Pentacles. All right, interesting. And then the Page of Swords. All right, so you have two pages. Pages can sometimes be symbolic of children. Particularly for any of you watching who have children, potentially an air sign and a earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. That's not it for most of you, though. Some of you are probably looking into a job or a career or even like a side hustle, like side hobby where you have a little bit of experience in it, but not a ton. Hence, like the page, like there's room to grow. Frequently, they're also like the students of I almost said the zodiac, of the tarot deck. So Page of Swords being the information seeker, wanting to understand more, wanting to move forward and gain more knowledge, understand the data, the analytics, even like improve communication, right? There's room for improvement here. So the underlying energy is wanting to move forward in either thought or communication. And that's sort of what's impacting one's ability to make a solid offer, to take this seed and grow it and nurture it into something greater, the seed to the flower, the acorn to the oak tree, the whatever, a business, a relationship. It's being handled very, very preciously, very carefully. And I am getting, maybe because there's been damage done in the past, again, the group dynamic, excuse me, there's something about this that because both cards are being represented as pages, it's not something brand new. It's something that maybe there's been some trial and error to get it right. And now because someone has spoken, someone has moved forward with their truth, with their clarity, peace has been restored. Now there's the doors have opened for this thought, this communication, to allow growth to happen again. So for some of you, this could be a romantic relationship that's sort of been on the rocks, right? 1 minute you're hot, 1 minute you're cold, and you're still kind of figuring it out. If that's the case, communication would have been an issue for you in the past, but it seems like there's like the dawning of a new day, right? We're shrouded in yellow, we're shrouded in sunlight. So it's like, here's your second chance at this. Be careful. Like, make sure you do it, or make sure you've learned your lessons, essentially, right? With the swords, make sure you've learned lessons from the past so that you can apply those lessons in the future as you try and grow the seed again, as you try and, you know, make good on this offer, right? It could be trying to get your business up and off the ground. And I will say, like, again, and it's not to say that you failed in the past, that it didn't work out, because ultimately this is saying there were lessons to be learned here, right? There was something like a truth, some sort of knowledge that you needed, even like a skill, like a tool in your toolbox, so to say, that was going to help you with this endeavor. Pentacles can be money, they can represent our body, it can represent our home, our health, our jobs, our businesses, right? It's things in the tangible, things you can reach out and touch. It could even be possessions, right? I'm not sure how that would relate to this, but for some of you, sure. But yeah, this is like bringing it back to reality. Your feet firmly planted in the ground, rooted, right? Like, let's make sure we give this, baby a good home, right? If that's a literal baby, great. But for a lot of you, I think a lot of you, it's going to be career related, maybe. Let's throw a clarifier on it. What is this Page of Pentacles holding here? What is this pentacle representing? Or what do we need to know about this Page of Pentacle card? Clarify Page of Pentacles. It's something that's going to require a lot of strength. I'm not sure why that's important. And that could be emotional strength, Pisces. That would make sense. You're a water sign. You're very in tune with your emotions, your intuition, your spirituality. But it could be physical strength. You may be working in a job that requires like physical labor, physical demands. And that may impact the speed at which you're able to do it. I don't know why that's coming up, but that's a message there. So the Coffin, which is card number 8, it did kind of come out in reverse. So this very much reminds me of Four of Swords, resting. So, okay, instantly what I get from this is that you're not ready to, I don't know how I want to phrase this. If we think metaphorically, the idea of a coffin, death, putting something to bed, it's very appropriate for Scorpio season, right? It's all about completions of cycles, right? Releasing what is not needed and embracing the new. This is something that, because it came out in reverse, you're not ready to put to rest yet. You're not quite ready to put to bed yet. You're not ready to cut your losses yet and close it out. As I was saying, it reminds me of Four of Swords, which is about rest, mental rest, relaxation, like a vacation, taking a yoga class, a meditation class. It's like coming back to your center so that mentally you're ready to go at this again, which again, the pages, that makes sense. It's not brand new. There was something about, I don't know if it was going back to the drawing board completely or just taking a break, hitting reset, doing a little pause, maybe literally going on vacation so you can come back to this with like a fresh perspective, fresh eyes. Sorry, Pisces, I paused you there just because I was coughing so bad. So yeah, this is coming up as your challenge or focus. So for some of you, it's understanding like unplug, take a break, do some resting. It doesn't mean that by putting this on pause or again, dropping it just for the interim, for the now, and coming back to it later, that actually feels like it's going to help you guys succeed in this endeavor. Again, relationship, job, whatever it is for you. Some of you are looking at like, if I stop now, I'm going to lose the momentum and I won't come back to it. To me, this is saying that's not true. It's actually going to be beneficial for you to clear your mind, to go out and just take a jog or whatever it is, like step away from the project, because it's almost like you're trying to force it. Or if it's not trying to force it, it's like you're being overly delicate and like gingerly with it, and you're not taking risks or you're not seeing the full potential of it. This is something that I think in the past you've struggled with a bit, but for some of you, it's like you've opened the door to freedom, to new beginnings, to, again, expose this to the light and let it grow again, right? The seed needs water and sunlight and nurturing and care. But something about, if you're struggling to see the successes of whatever work and endeavor you're putting in, or you know what I mean, that strength this is going to require, it may also be speaking to the idea of inner strength of knowing when enough is enough, or inner strength of knowing that, Rome wasn't built in a day. That's what this is saying. Take breaks, or you're gonna run yourself ragged. You're going to drain yourself of all the mental energy. This is like bit by bit, piece by piece, a day at a time. Rome wasn't built in a day. That's very much what this is speaking to me of. And I think because this is maybe the second time around, or the third time around, or whatever, the second go around of trying to get this to succeed, you're very apt you don't want to have this hands-off attitude of like, I'll get to it when I get to it. And it's not so much that, but it's like, that's sort of what you need. You can't, it might be about the timeline with Pentacles. It's seeds. It's very slow moving, especially the page, right? They're messengers. They're still learning what it is, right? There's like clearly like fascination with this, and still kind of maybe even a little bit of fear of understanding how it works. Give it time. Don't force it. Give yourself the clarity of mental rest, so that you're not mentally struggling with how to get this to succeed. It's like the answers are going to come to you when they're going to come to you. Bottom of your deck is the Sun, so illumination will come, joy, happiness, renewal, potentially with a Leo, if that means anything to anyone. The Sun is a great card. That's bottom of your deck, so yeah, like, let this develop naturally. Yeah, something about earth, nature. It will bloom when it is supposed to. You've conquered many obstacles already. Metaphorically, you've climbed up many mountains. So, like, keep pushing on, but don't get frustrated by the delay of it. So what is the help available to you? All right, the Five of Pentacles in reverse. I do love that this came out in reverse. In the upright, it's struggles, hardship, difficult financial situations, feeling lost, feeling abandoned. Fives are always awkward, right? They're the agents of change and chaos. The help available to you is that you have conquered some sort of, again, like major cycle. You've learned some sort of difficult lesson, and you've chosen a path, or are about to. You're pushing forward in a certain direction that are beginning to open doors for you. You're taking advantage of opportunities as they present them. This is the help available. So it's like you're coming out of maybe some financial difficulties. You're coming out of a place of maybe feeling isolated or abandoned from a group. You're being welcome into the church, right? Metaphorically, because I think you've committed to some sort of path now, and you're taking it very seriously. So underlying energy for that is the Star. I love it. All right. So Aquarian energy. This is like one of my favorite depictions of the Star. I just think it's so great. So let's see, the Star comes after the Tower. So again, a Tower moment, something significant that maybe took you for a ride, really shook up your life for a bit. But now there's healing, and there's the ability to reflect on it, to gain that knowledge. We think of the hermit carrying his little lantern, and what he carries in it is the star, right? So now the star is not just contained in a lantern, it's up in the sky. Again, even though it's a star, it is still shedding light. It's illuminating an otherwise dark place. So again, something about not completely understanding or knowing how to proceed. There is some sort of need for faith. Faith that you're going down the right path, and an understanding or an acceptance that the struggles, the hardship, the difficulties, there were important lessons there to be learned. There were things that you needed to sort out. I do want to say, again, in the mind, in the brain, analytically, that is going to help you grow this business, grow this relationship, so it can live up to its full potential. So it can be that star in the sky, right? If some of you are looking towards careers that is in the spotlight, in the focus, some sort of like celebrity, that's sometimes the star that comes up, getting a lot of attention from the group, from the masses, from the crowds, people looking up at you. Almost the way, if this is you, Pisces, the way you're looking up at this pentacle of like, it's my star, it's my potential, it's my love, it's my dream career. Yeah, there's a great mirroring here in this card. I hope that makes sense for you. And something about this does seem very Piscean, right? With the ocean, even like Cancerian, you may have strong Cancer in your chart. The star is a card of hope, right? It's not losing hope. It's not this crisis or loss of faith, which is what this card is in the upright. So it's like double confirming. Keep thinking larger scale. Don't get caught up in the minor difficulties in the moment. Again, by taking a break, taking a rest, doing some research in between the physical building of this or whatever. It's like having the larger perspective in mind is going to help you grow significantly and achieve your dreams, your accomplishments, right? Anything else we need to know about this Five of Pentacles? It's also talking about not being overly precious with it and exposing it to the world. So some of you, if you're artists, it's like exposing that piece of art you've been working on that maybe you've been keeping hidden. Maybe you haven't wanted to reveal it and put it in the light of day, wherever the sunlight card just went, right? There's apprehension to release it to the world, maybe because of how it will be critically received. Will it be acclaimed or will it be critiqued, right? But either way, there's some sort of risk here. And again, hope and faith that you're being led down this path for a reason. Some of you are traveling distances to meet up with someone that you think is your soulmate. And I'm careful with how I spin those messages, but it is coming up in the help available to you. So for the select few of you where that sort of makes sense, it's like they're your lighthouse. They're that beacon that's calling you. And if it's not romantic, it could be a family member. It could be a friend from your past. It could be someone who's going to help you financially. I could see that, like you're being called towards the light. It could be God, faith, spirituality. That's going to get you out of this really difficult time. It could be an Aquarius or a Taurus. Clarify Five of Pentacles for Pisces. The bear. Yeah, someone who's going to be like a protector of you. I heard like mama bear. Someone who's they're going to like be your support system and fight for you. But it's also saying that you're going to have to fight for yourself too. And be very protective of your ideas. But here's the thing, it's not protective in this sense of not wanting to share it. It's standing your ground. Okay, thank you. That took me a minute to get. Standing your ground to get out of this position, this uncomfortable difficulty with finance, difficulty with a broken heart, trying to rebuild something. You have to be extremely determined and stand your ground of chasing your dreams and not giving up hope and faith, right? That's really important here. All right, what is your advice or guidance, Pisces? The Three of Cups. Don't forget to have fun. This is a card of socialization, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, that water energy, fun, exchanging cups, love, energy, friendships, right? Even networking. This can be a card of networking, especially those working on a business of some sort. Yeah, going out there and like sharing your ideas, sharing your love. Again, selling yourself, if this is networking, standing firm in your beliefs and I keep wanting to say protecting, but it's not protecting in the sense of hiding. I guess defending is more. Defending your ideas and maybe sharing them with the group of, this is how I'm going to do it, and maybe see who you can get on board with your ideas, right? Something about like the honey pot, the honey fund. So maybe some of you are getting married. That could be like or at a wedding. Like bears to honey, it's something about attracting your tribe, attracting the right people. And it could literally be like, we think of like honey pot, it's like money, right? So again, career, business type stuff. You have to really stand firm on your ground of how far are you willing to go to fight for this, to get to the other side, to get to that lighthouse. This is sort of like the Traveler. I almost see this bear as like a knight in the deck. You're coming out of this. Whatever difficulties you've been through, Pisces, I feel it. It's uncomfortable. But you're on your way out, and like there is something you're headed towards. Like something has caught your eye, right? It's shiny, it's bright. Keep following that path. It's divinely guided. So underlying energy for this Three of Cups is the Ace of Swords. So again, it could be this new communication, deciding to go down a certain path and revealing some sort of truth that's only existed in your head, right? You're sharing it with the group and balance is restored. We've been saying that a lot. So a new communication, a new truth, a new idea, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy, an innovative idea, an epiphany, that is sort of the underlying energy for you going out and again, sharing it. Sharing your inner truth with the group. Sharing some sort of, like, I've been saying this a lot, emotional intelligence, which is very important in Scorpio season, right? If we're trying to get out of old patterns of behavior that don't serve us and progress to new cycles, yeah, there needs to be some like emotional truth, not just with ourselves, but with those around us, right? Your vibe attracts your tribe. So like, who is your tribe? And making sure that you like the people that are surrounding you, right? Swords can sometimes be cutting people out. So, okay, if you're in like a third party dynamic, or whether that's romantic or friendship, or if somebody is kind of butting in and it's like, whoa, this is an A-B conversation, see yourself out. That's what this could represent too. Like cutting the third wheel, the third party, the person who isn't like metaphorically progressing the chariot forward, right? The third wheel, if they're kind of getting in the way and it's clunky, this could be deciding who you want to celebrate with, who you want to collaborate with, who you want in your soul tribe. And what if Pisces is to go to social gatherings in the next couple months? So I don't know, Halloween parties, Thanksgiving parties, birthday parties, anniversaries, whatever. What is going to be one of the key focuses or conversations in this gathering for them? What is going to be important for them to express? The mice, interesting. I just heard of Mice and Men. What is that book about? Tending to the farm? Something about tending to the rabbits? Is it George and Lenny? God, it's been a while. I read that book in high school. Steinbeck, right? Is that right? Mice and Men? Oh, I hope I didn't botch that. Why is that coming up? Oh, it has to do with dreams. Yeah, okay. It has to do with envisioning how great it would be and not letting the struggles get in the way. Yeah, there's something very, like pick yourself up by your bootstraps. The mice have gotten in and started to eat away at the meal you set up. So rather than like scrapping it and being, oh, you know, party's over, like this ruined it, we can't do this, we can't do that. There's something about not letting the mouse, the mice, the snake, if you will, whatever kind of got in and like poisoned the well, not letting that like be a cloud in your otherwise bright sky. It's like, it's just a rainy day. It's going to pass. It has to do with smaller obstacles, not giving them more power than they deserve. And that, again, that may be representative of like a third party, someone that at one point you trusted or you thought had your back or had good intentions in mind. Some of you are starting to realize like, I can do it better by myself or by cutting this person out of like my social circle, my network or whatever. It's removing like this little critter, this little insect that's it's like feeding off of you a little bit. It's like bottom feeder or picking at your leftovers, or do you know what I'm trying to say? There's a phrase there that's not coming to me. They're riding your coattails. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what this is for a lot of you. So for those who relate to this, maybe think about how much you need to see that person and how much you need to be with them, right? And who you can cut out, who can be sacrificed from the business deal or from the relationship or whatever. All right, Pisces, that's what I got for you. Please do like, share, subscribe. Let me know in the comments below what resonates for you, and I will see you guys very soon for more tarot readings. Bye, guys.